This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This is your boy BlakMagus, and with E3 all said and done and all of my videos finally put out, thank you guys for your patience on me doing this. It was in a long day of recording, a long 2 days of recording, to be quite honest, and whew, glad to make it to the finish line. So what are my overall thoughts on this year's E3 and the presentations? Kind of a down year, I guess. Like I guess everybody predicted. It just seemed like there was a pile over it once Sony said they were going to be in it, which is unfair to everybody else because everybody else, you know, they show up every year, and it's not like Sony is the overall prevailing entity in gaming. Yeah, right now it has the more popular hardware and it's got the best sales, but their fan base is from all walks of life of gaming: mobile, PC, you know, Xbox, Nintendo. So Sony's not the end all be all, and I think we sometimes get a little too bit caught up in the fact that between the numbers game and the court of public opinion, if the big dog isn't around and nothing moves, and that's not true. That being said, I did think that this was kind of a blah year, especially in the sense that we know that we're getting new hardware coming, so you probably got kind of a little more measured overall way of going about things with these conferences. Although I will say this, biggest disappointment as far as the list of big disappointments for me would definitely be Microsoft's conference, simply because, you know, it was, I guess we all expected having the biggest platform there and having the knowledge that they have a new console out next year and everything, that you would have thought they would have made a splash when it came to that, and there was next to nothing as far as mention for the next console. Like, they could have got like the ball rolling down the hill and built momentum for this console, because the last time they started out and they like presented, you know, the Xbox One, it kind of like fell flat on its face, so to speak, you know, the vibe, because of the information. Now maybe that's why they held back, because maybe they were fearful that if they would have like played their cards now, they might have got the same reaction as they had to Xbox One. But from the brief stuff that they were saying, like about how this is the gaming first console, it's like, okay, well, you already stated what most people were worried about or were you know, hesitant about when it comes to your platform, because the last time you chose to highlight this thing is an all-in-one box more than anything, and gaming seemed like just one of the things that weren't even a priority on it, you know, as far as your presentation was interpreted. Now you came out, you say, yes, this is a game-centric box. Okay, show the goddamn thing and type it up. You could do that, build the, like, it's weird because we got a hell of a lot more information from a private Sony meeting, from 2 private Sony meetings so far, than we have from public displays from Microsoft. You had that first one where Mark Cerny talked to a bunch of press people and displayed things like about backwards compatibility and some of the hardware, like, you know, the SSD drives and things like that. You got a better sense of where they were going, even if it was mainly technology. Then they had the other one where they showed a comparison of the Spider-Man game on new hardware versus old hardware and talked about that stuff and detailed more about backwards compatibility. Microsoft, it was mostly a vignette about people working on it, talking about how great it's going to be, not really saying much. Yeah, they threw out the teraflops word. They always throw out the teraflops word. I get sick and tired of that fucking word, seriously. And it was just like, yeah, they didn't really compound on anything. They didn't give anything for, like, there was no reason for anybody to write about the console like you got when you had Mark Cerny in a room full of people detailing things. When you had Sony do that presentation where the guys showed the video footage and people leaked out from that conference in Japan, stuff like that. Like, it may not have been like a huge mega event or, you know, a grand production of it, but you got a lot more from those brief things than you got from Microsoft being center stage. They literally waited to the end for this, and it was like, you gave me 5 minutes of nothing. You didn't even give me a name. You still call it Project Scarlet, which, you know, why are you showing it? Why are you showing me that? If you don't have anything really prepared to show on the stage in a platform like that, don't do it. That's why Sony didn't do it. It's clear why Sony was like, yo, we're not coming there because we're working on things and we'll just follow up with a couple of news briefings just to let you know where we stand. But we ain't wasting money just to get on stage and be like, yeah, we're gonna have a PS5. Duh, we know this. That's pretty much all Microsoft said. The most you got out of that was, it's coming holiday 2020. Again, not necessarily duh, but duh, because most people expected that. That was always the idea, that 2020 was going to be the year. And both companies kind of ended on that to begin with. So that really deflated me, especially since, one, you were the biggest one there. Two, you touted this. We got 14 games that we're developing, which, by the way, about 3 or 4 of them are coming to multiple platforms. Not just the Xbox and PC thing, but you're getting Minecraft on PlayStation and Switch. You're getting the Ninja Theory, and I believe you're also getting the Obsidian game as well. So, like, yeah, you got these studios, but you got them in mid-production of multi-platform games. So these games are not exclusive to you, even though these people are under your employ and are your first-party studios. So, you know, so that was kind of deflating, the whole Game Pass thing, the leaning into that, and the fact that they talked more about the xCloud than they talked about the console. Yeah, Microsoft was definitely the most disappointing thing. I would say probably the closest thing to disappointment after that to me would be like no surprise Beyond Good and Evil release date or information. I was kind of miffed at that. I know they said they were going to bring the Skull and Bones game, but yeah, I would have liked to have saw that. And I guess the third most disappointing thing would be just sticking to your CG trailers for the most part and no gameplay. But again, I could kind of excuse that in a way, playing devil's advocate, with these new consoles coming and new PC technology coming, because AMD has yet to like fully announce their stuff. We know about the new NVIDIA cards, and I think we got some information on the new Intel processors, but now AMD's cards and processors are going to get a showcase, I think either this week or next week. So people might be holding gameplay stuff for that later technology, especially the consoles, as 2020 seems to be shaping up as the year where we'll probably get more gameplay so they can display it on the new tech, you know, because a lot of these games, since these next gen consoles are going to be similar architectural to the current ones, everything's going to generally be backwards compatible because of the, you know, more PC like design to things. So yeah, that's probably why we didn't get that. But those would be my most disappointing thing, just to get that out of the way, and get that tyrannical rant out of my system. Surprises, we're seeing Shenmue gameplay. That definitely surprised me. I was also surprised by my reaction to the Ghost Tokyo thing. Yeah, I'm surprised by my reaction to a Bethesda thing. I'm not a Bethesda fan. Of course, Doom would probably be the exception to the rule, but I don't necessarily consider that Bethesda proper, as, you know, that's it. That was their shit. Yeah, they are good at shooters. and things like that. What else was a surprise? I was surprised at how interested I was in Watch Dogs Legion. Definitely. I also was surprised at how I was impressed by the Final Fantasy VII gameplay. Oh, list of disappointments. I forgot one. And I'm surprised I don't have this as my top, but the Avengers reveal was kind of deflating from the information that they gave. So that was in. And I guess add to the disappointment list that all these damn remasters, so many remasters are remakes. Surprise, of course, would be Keanu Reeves showing up in Cyberpunk, in everything. That was a pretty cool moment. That was it, as the surprises. I mean, there were some things that came out that people probably were like, oh my god, like the Battletoads thing. We all knew Battletoads was coming. Come on, y'all knew it was coming. I hope it's actually a good game, unlike the original. Sorry people, y'all have this fond memory of fucking Battletoads, and Battletoads was not a good game whatsoever. Like, they're just cool concept characters. You know, the mock turtle shit was kind of cute, but that game was not good at all. Let's see, the Star Wars game, Fallen Order, looks cool. I'm keeping my expectations measured because this is EA, and EA has kind of like made the Star Wars property, as far as gaming is concerned, yeah, they kind of messed up things there. Nice to see Ubisoft still supporting their games like For Honor and Rainbow Six. I was definitely not feeling their like Hollywood stuff, like the TV show and talking about a Division movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm not sure if it's a movie or TV show now. So I'm thinking like it's just going to Netflix. Are you going to try to do a series, or are you just going to keep it to a movie? I'm curious as to how they're going to do that. I'm also disappointed in Terminator DLC being a thing for people to talk about, because Ubisoft did it and Microsoft did it with Gears. Another disappointment. See, this is why I say Microsoft as a whole was the most disappointing thing, because no Gears. No Gears gameplay. I do believe we got the release date for Gears, September 20th? September 10th, sorry. It's coming up. It's like, you're not going to show me any gameplay for a game that's going to be out in literally a little over 2.5 months? Hello? What? So that fucking bothered me. Hopefully they'll do something over summer. Maybe they'll go to Gamescom this year. They haven't really shown up there lately, but maybe they'll go there and they show it. Yeah, that bothered me. Why wouldn't you not show gameplay? So weird. So the Microsoft conference, it was just like they made this whole, again, big deal about we got all this stuff to show you, and it was stuff of little substance. The most substance came from the Game Pass shit, y'all. Seriously. They talked a hell of a lot about the Game Pass and all that, and how they've changed that. But yeah, as you can see, the more I think about it, it's like, take the Sony thing out of it, and there was just like a lot of lack of things to hold on to. Like, yes, most of the times they do a lot of trailers, but I feel like they should realize now that we're beyond that point, especially with some of these things that have been announced years ago. Like, how is it that Watch Dogs Legion, a game that's not coming out until March of 2020, had more significant material ready to show the world than Gears, which is coming out in September? You know what I mean? And it was a lot of that stuff. Like, yeah, the Doom stuff was cool. So that was a good bit of gameplay. But it's just like, yo, everybody just wanted to talk about stuff in a conceptual way, and you know, that's it. Too much of that is being done these days. I think we're beyond that point now, and I think that's why it's good that we have Nintendo Direct and Sony State of Play, and I think that is kind of going to be the way of the future, because these companies are realizing that they're spending a lot of money and people are reacting in a lukewarm way sometimes. Some, true diehard fans like the Square crowd are going to go fucking lose their shit every time they see something that's remade or remastered from them. But other people, they're going to be like, okay, that seems interesting, but the hype, I think, is kind of dying around these just CG trailers. Like, yeah, you'll get the momentary pop, but as time goes on, it's just like, all right, now I want to see some more, and it takes them forever to see some more. And in the case of some games that have already been announced long ago, you get more CG stuff, and it's just like, well, why the fuck are you still showing me this? I already know it's coming, and all of that, and I know the cutscenes look good. Can I see the goddamn game? And yeah, they need to get off of that. Like, I guess in a way, like, I was disappointed that Ubisoft didn't show Beyond Good and Evil 2 stuff, but perhaps in hindsight it's better, because if they're not really ready to show it, like I didn't think they were that first time they showed gameplay, don't do it. So let it ride and come back when you're really, really sure. So there is that. But yeah, it was not the best overall E3. Nintendo Direct lauded over everything, in my opinion, with what they did. Breath of the Wild 2 is being announced, or whatever they're going to call it. They haven't put an official name yet, but that's going to be out there. And all the stuff that they shared for their console was a lot more interesting, even if all of it wasn't like gameplay stuff. It still, I think, did it in a more interesting way. They still do it in a presentation that I could accept a lot better than these grand fucking, like, let's get on stage and like woo and bring the celebrities out and like try to get this fake crowd to cheer for us and all that. No, it's very deflating. Just do your video vignette and get the fuck out of here. I appreciate that more, because those seem to have more substance and weight than these stage productions are at these times. I guess it's just a sign of how E3 is kind of losing its steam, like people have been saying. So, it is what it is. Anyway, as always, you guys, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak Makers, and I'm out. Deuces.